Joe Hopkins here, and it says you need this trick to remember scales. So that's a pretty clickbaity thing to say, and this is kind of true. This does actually work. So, you know, one of the things that a lot of guitarists have difficulty with is remembering scales, because there are a lot of them. There are a lot of scales. People want to know their scales. They want to remember their scales. So here's kind of how I went about it, and you know, it worked for me. I think it worked for a lot of people. The first thing you do is learn a scale, any scale. Just pick a scale. It doesn't really matter a whole lot. One of the easy ones to start with is the pentatonic scale. People put it down, but it's a good scale to learn because it's easy, you know? Easy scale to learn. The first ones I learned was that and my major scale, you know? Major, it's also minor depending on what key you're playing it in, you know? I'm flubbing it. Yeah, so you have major, minor scale, pentatonic scale. Those are good places to start. And play around, learn a scale. Like I said, doesn't matter what scale, those are good ones to start with, especially the pentatonic, because you can play over all kinds of stuff. Then find a backing track on YouTube, they got them all over the place, and just play along with that track with the scale you learned. Find a track that works with that scale. You got pentatonic, any blues track, you know, just practice it. You don't have to be particularly good. Everybody starts somewhere. Just play around with it and have fun with it. Find where the notes go, what sounds good, what you think sounds good over the track, that's the backing track, and just find those notes, play along with it. And then when you get that scale down, you have a place to start. The next scale you want to learn is going to add or subtract in various places notes from the scale you just learned. For instance, the pentatonic scale, you know, you want to learn a major, minor, anything like that, just you add a few notes. And then you bring up a backing track and you play around with that until you get comfortable with it. It's always easier to remember something when you're actually using it. Like with anything, you want to be able to use it to remember it. So then, you know, you can practice some licks in that scale, let's say minor. Or whatever, you know what I mean? Fingers ain't feeling too good at the moment, but you get the idea. Then you learn another scale. The truth you have to realize is your scale is from your root note to your root note, right? I'm playing an A. So this is a chromatic scale. All the notes are in it. That's a scale. All the notes in every scale are in there, right? And the truth is you don't even have to know a scale. Just bring up a backing track. Once again, I love backing tracks because you can play to them, you can practice with them, you get better by doing. And a lot of us don't have, like, you know, a couple of friends who could just sit there and play something out on their instruments while you practice and learn. So bring up a backing track and fiddle with it. Start with that pentatonic scale and just find other notes that fit. And sometimes you're going to hit a note and it's a sour note and it doesn't sound right. That's not right. But, you know, sometimes you hit a note and it does sound right. Remember the notes that sound right, and then bring up a backing track that's a little bit different. Instead of like A blues, bring up like A Aeolian or A Mixolydian or something like that, and fiddle around with that and just look for notes that fit. right? After a while, you start to find the notes that fit and the notes that don't. Yeah, but the thing is, just looking it up in a book is great and all, but you're not going to remember it without doing it. And that's basically the whole trick is do it. And don't just get stuck in the same thing. It's easy to learn that pentatonic scale and just get stuck just doing pentatonic licks because it's easy, it's fun, it fits with everything, you get used to it. But by looking, finding those other notes and adding them in here and there and getting used to it, you're expanding yourself and you start to learn scales. And just by experimenting, you're learning a scale, even if you don't know the name of it. If the note fits in what you're doing, it fits. And a lot of times experimenting and finding those notes on your own really makes it stick better than looking in a book and memorizing it. Certainly, even if you did get it from your scale from a book, by playing it and actually doing it, it really helps you to, solidify it in your head a little bit better. It's like when you first started learning guitar. If you've been playing a while, you learned those basic chords, right? How did you get good at it? By practicing it and practicing your chord changes. That's how you get good at it. It's the same way with scales. There's no magic to it. It's just practicing. And like I said, it's always better and really hits it in your head better, gets it in there better, to practice it in a way that's fun. That's why I love backing tracks. And backing tracks are your key to learning and remembering your scales, because you're having fun, you're utilizing it, you're actually using the scale in a way that you're hopefully enjoying. If you're not enjoying jamming to a backing track or jamming in general, then maybe find a different hobby, man, because you're obviously not enjoying the guitar. But I mean, not to be harsh, but if you're a guitarist, then playing guitar is fun for you. But yeah, just bring up a backing track and you and look for other notes, man. And you'll find also with some of these scales, when you're playing with a track there, not all of the notes in the scale fit in every place in the song. Sometimes there's certain notes that won't go. That's another reason to practice with backing tracks, or a band if you're in a band, to fiddle around with other musicians, or, to get an idea for where this note fits, where that note fits, what are good notes to end on, right? To end a lick. Like if you're in A, the easy one is, end it on A. But, there are other notes. Yeah, man. That's not A, but that's a good place to end a lick. Even in A, But you have to practice. Plus, by just experimenting and fiddling around, instead of sounding like somebody else, it'll help to develop your own style, your own kind of sound. And then you sound like you, instead of you sounding like Carlos Santana or Eric Clapton or Jimmy Page or, whoever it is. I mean, those are guys I personally like. But whatever guitarist it is that you're emulating, you don't need to sound just like them. Experiment, play around with it, find where notes fit maybe differently than what other people are doing. And have fun with it, man. Really. Play, experiment, do the same thing with rhythm too, along with the backing track. Find your, like your power chords. Or your regular chords, if that's what you want. And play along with it a little bit. A lot of times that also helps you get it more in your head. And then when you go back to playing lead bits, you have a better idea of where you want to go, because you were just playing the rhythm part. That helps a lot too. And hey man, I hope this was somewhat helpful. Hey, I'd appreciate it if you check out some of my music, because I make music here. Description down below, there's links to streaming, and at the end of the video here, it might be here now. There's playlists. One of them says Fever Chamber. That's my new album. Check it out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I love y'all. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.